Have you ever opened up, really opened up, and somehow walked away feeling smaller than before? Like you shouldn't have said anything at all? Yeah, that feeling, that's not miscommunication. That's emotional invalidation. Emotional invalidation is quiet. It doesn't always yell. It doesn't always insult. It doesn't always look toxic at first glance. Sometimes it sounds calm, logical, even reasonable. But over time, it makes you question your feelings, your reactions, your right to even have emotions. And today, we're talking about what emotional invalidation really is, how it shows up in relationships, and why it's so damaging when it keeps happening. What emotional invalidation really is. Emotional invalidation happens when someone responds to your feelings by dismissing them, minimizing them, or brushing them aside. Not because they don't hear you, but because they don't hold space for how you feel. It sends one clear message: your emotions are inconvenient. What it sounds like in real life. Emotional invalidation often sounds like this. You're overreacting. It's not that deep. You're too sensitive. Why are you making this a big deal? Just move on already. Notice something. None of these responses ask how you feel. They're designed to shut the feeling down. The moment people start shrinking. You know that moment when you pause before speaking because you already know how it'll go? When you think, is this worth bringing up? Or am I just being dramatic? That's not maturity. That's self-silencing, and it usually starts with invalidation. Why emotional invalidation hurts so much? Humans are wired for emotional mirroring. When someone says, I see you, I hear you, your nervous system relaxes. But when someone dismisses your feelings, your body doesn't register logic, it registers threat. That's why invalidation can cause anxiety, shame, self-doubt, emotional shutdown. Not because you're weak, because your emotions weren't met. Intent versus impact. This is important. A lot of people invalidate without realizing it. They think they're helping, they think they're being rational, or calming things down, or keeping the peace. But here's the truth. Intent doesn't erase impact. You can mean well and still make someone feel unseen. Invalidation is not disagreement. Let's clear this up. Healthy disagreement sounds like, I see it differently, but I want to understand you. Invalidation sounds like, you shouldn't feel that way. One respects emotional reality, the other erases it. What invalidation does over time when emotional invalidation becomes a pattern? People stop expressing themselves. They stop asking for support. They stop trusting their inner voice. Some become anxious, always seeking reassurance. Some become avoidant, shutting down completely. Some feel torn between wanting closeness and fearing rejection. This is how attachment wounds deepen. The hardest realization. Here's the moment that changes everything. Your feelings do not need to be logical to be valid. They need to be acknowledged. Validation is not agreement. It's respect. What emotional validation actually looks like. Healthy validation sounds like, I can see why that hurt. That makes sense given what you went through. I may not fully understand yet, but I want to. That's it. No fixing, no debating, no minimizing, just presence. What to do if you're being invalidated first? Notice the pattern. Then ask yourself one simple question. When I express my feelings, do they get met with curiosity or shut down? If it's consistently shut down, that's information, and you're allowed to protect your emotional boundaries. Emotional invalidation doesn't always look cruel. Sometimes it looks calm, practical, rational. But if you keep walking away from conversations feeling smaller, quieter, less sure of yourself, listen to that. Healthy relationships don't make you doubt your emotions, they make room for them. Have you experienced emotional invalidation in a relationship? What did it sound like for you? Share your experience in the comments. And if you want more videos on emotional safety, attachment styles, and real relationship psychology, subscribe. This channel is about helping you feel seen, not silenced.